Senator Carson supports this piece of legislation but doesn't wish to speak. I have Doug McNutt from the AARP who opposes it and wishes to speak. Doug McNutt.
Thank you, Senator. My name is Doug McNutt. I'm an advocacy director for AARP in New Hampshire. My testimony was focused on the bill as drafted. I have to say that I have not seen the amendment, so I am not in a position to be able to testify with regard to the amendment. I'm really frankly here just to make sure that this bill, as or any bill that is passed, would not do anything to disenfranchise those who are without driver's licenses, and it seems to be the principal way that someone would be able to vote because they're no longer drawn and have been voting for years and years and years, do not end up being intimidated and not being able to vote. We know that people in the state, probably between 10 and 12%, without one of these forms of communication. We also know that motor vehicle offices are less accessible in terms of location than they have been. And so really my principal concern is that there not be something in this bill that would prevent people from voting or voted for a number of years.
Mr. McNutt, you heard
I did hear this.
that.
And again, Senator, I haven't seen the amendment, so I would have to...
I understand you haven't seen it, but you did hear testimony from the clerk's office, and you've also heard from Senator Prescott that no way is anyone going to be turned away. So does that make you feel a little bit better?
Well, I certainly appreciate Senator Prescott's work on this bill, and certainly has been a lot of work put into this to make things better than the bill that ultimately passed last year. But at this point, again, I just wanted to raise those concerns, and we will take a look at the bill as drafted and be able to go from there.
Thank you very much. Anyone else have any questions? Yes.
Thank you, Mr. McNutt, for coming here and testifying. I know you said you have not had an opportunity to review the amendment, but the piece of the bill, I believe, that you are most concerned with is not changed from the original bill. And so my question is, I'm assuming you've read the original bill, do you not feel comfortable with the voucher process where someone can get a voucher from the town, to the clerk, or from the Secretary of State's office, file that, and be on their way to getting a non-driver's license, photo ID, and if they're not in the position to be able to pay for that, that will be covered by the Secretary of State's office. Does that cover your concerns that you have about people who are not driving, especially seniors, I assume is what you're talking about?
That's primarily the focus of our concern. I am familiar with that section of the bill, Senator, and what I would say is that it is certainly better than what has existed in the past and last year's bill, but I still have some concerns about the fact that people will be forced to do that in terms of voting now when they haven't before. And our concern really is that we're not aware that there are significant fraud concerns in the system as now, and that anything that will create new barriers to voting is something we're concerned about. We recognize that this has been an improvement, and I appreciate the work that the committee has done to move forward on this amendment bill.
Mr. Chairman, go right ahead. So, Mr. McNutt, based on your response, I think I can infer that you feel that people with this voucher provision, that people will not be disenfranchised. That you just have a basic philosophical difference with the concept of having a voter ID. Is that correct?
No, we don't as an organization oppose voter ID in its totality. The concern that I have is that if one has to go to a motor vehicle facility, that is not easy for someone who doesn't drive. And I know that down the road you're taking pictures at the voting place, but our concern is that this will be a new process, and that there may be some concern from voters who just are not used to that process.
I appreciate your concern. I know that there are a lot of individuals, particularly seniors, who are no longer driving. In fact, for about a year, one of my neighbors we took to church every Sunday morning because he couldn't drive. Now he's learning to drive. But would you agree that, many of us take our senior, our parents, we take them to the doctors, we take them to the grocery store, we take them many different places, and their friends do the same. In New Hampshire, in Hooksett, we have the Hooksetites, which is a group of people that are 50 years old, and they all, and having attended these meetings and talked with these folks, they're all there for each other, and they help each other. So, do you really believe that someone will somehow not have access, and then assuming that they did have access, that it's any more burdensome to have to go to the Department of Motor Vehicles to get a picture of ID than it is to have to go to 5 doctor's appointments that week?
Well, Senator, I understand your point. For some people, that's certainly true, but I do believe that there still would be people who don't have that network, and it's great that exists in Hooksett, but I'm not sure that exists for everyone, and I can't tell you what number that is, but we still have a concern.
Mr. McNutt, thank you very much for your support.
Croc TV.